We're going to be working with objects that reference other objects. So with Spring Framework, configuring beans with auto wiring. We've done very simple instantiation in the playlist link below the like button, and now we're going to add on to our file. So inside of our Java class, we have our com.skillsoft right here. And inside of this com.skillsoft, we want to make a new package, and this package is going to be our auto package. And we can see the auto package is with all our IoT device bean config, and our main. Inside of our auto, we're going to want to make two classes, a car and an engine. So inside of this package, we have these two files here. Now, they're going to work with each other inside of our XML file. So we're going to have engine, and this is basically a public class engine, int horsepower, int max RPM, float, string, and we're making getters and setters by going to generate. I forget exactly what it is in Eclipse, but there is a setting like this where we have our constructor and our getter and setter. We don't need a constructor, we need actually a toString and a getter and setter. So we're going to do that for our engine, and we're going to do the same thing for our car. These are the variables that we are using here. Make sure you type out the names correctly, because when I was debugging, I had a little bit of an issue with naming. So once that's all done, to work with these, we're going to go into our XML file. We want to define a car and an engine bean and then link the two. Let's talk about our engine for a second. So we've gotten rid of everything else, all of this is the same, and then we want to put this between our beans and then the beans here. So inside of here, we have our engine bean, right? This is our ID, this is what we're calling it. And it's from our class com.skillsoft, we're adding in our .auto.engine because it's in the auto engine inside of this package. We want to name everything. So name horsepower, name max RPM, name displacement. Basically what we're doing is in our engine, we're grabbing all of these variables. We have to use double quotes for all of these, even if they're like an integer or a double, it'll convert them when it does its thing. And we're going to type in the value for all of these. So we have the name of our value and then the value, the actual value for the name. Now in our car bean, we're going to actually use the engine. Notice how our car, we have a object instantiation right here. We have object and then our engine. So inside of our XML file, what we're going to want to do is have all of these properties, right? We got to switch it up for this last one though, because we're not doing name and value. We're doing name, engine, this is what we're calling it, and it's referencing our engine bean. So we do ref when we do another bean ID. And that's how we can reference classes. It's pretty cool, pretty simple. After that, let's go to our main method and instantiate this. So inside of our main method, application context, we have our app context, set equal to a, then we have our class path, we need an XML application context, passing in our XML file, and then we want to make a new instance of our car. So we have car, we're just calling it car. We have to cast whatever we have here as a car, because this is going to return an object. We have our app context right here, so from our XML file, .get bean, and we want to get our car bean. We don't need to get the engine bean because it's referenced right here. And if we are to run this, we are going to get the following down there. So it's going to print out car, we have our type, our model, our price, combined computer column, and then we have our engine. And then we have kind of like a list inside of here. And that's how we would work with configuring beans in auto wiring. Next in the playlist link below the like button, we'll look at configuring beans with references.